Good morning. I'm painting my toes. Man, what a week. But it's been decent, a lot of good things on the horizon. But lately this week, I've been getting triggered. Which I don't usually get triggered about such things. But it's been happening like a lot. And, people just like getting on me about like, oh, you're too emotional or this or that. You know, I never understood that. Me as a person, like when people are going through some shit in life, like I'm there to support them, be supportive, emotionally, physically. When they're doing bad, when they're doing good, I cheer them on. Like I thought that's what friendship or just like generally caring is to me. Like I put up a joke yesterday on Facebook and people just like going the completely opposite way, like oh, from my assumption and opinions and judgments that you're just too emotional. Like I haven't posted anything emotional in like several days. But first of all, like my emotions change with the fucking weather, even more than that. Especially me, naturally, like I go with the phases of the moon. Do you know how much the moon changes? Every 2.5 days. That's about where I'm at. And I deal with like a lot of shit, and I do my absolute best. This I know. And real healing is not pretty. It's not yoga and meditating and fucking, drum playing and just like, no. Real healing is fucking ugly. It's scary. It looks detrimental. It's all about how you use it for a lesson, for learning, for healing. How something happens and then you take it and you flip it completely around for your future growth. Like your higher self, God, put these things in your life for a reason. Not to just like me, I naturally like get destroyed. Like every few months, like I have to go through like this whole death process and rebirth. And that's why I'm the Phoenix. And I've always, seen this most of my life, quite honestly. Like I just always resonated with, that's like my spirit, like my top spirit animal. Like I have a couple, but that's like my big one. Like all of my businesses that I've had in my life always had something about Phoenix in the name, in which I'm gonna do the same damn thing again because, like when I'd really like to start like a mentorship program, counseling. Like I just got my counseling stuff, and it's like, I'm gonna call it like Phoenix Evolution or Evolving Phoenix or something along those lines. Like I have my nail business, I have my cleaning business, organizing, all that. But that's something very important to me. It may not be important to somebody else because what's important to you isn't gonna be important to somebody else. That's your vision, your life. Not everybody's going to understand it. Now the only thing you can do is when somebody's like going through something, good or bad, you just be there for them, judge them, you give them suggestions, advice. If you've been through that process, you say like, well, this happened to me, this is what was good about it, bad about it, what I did, what I didn't do, shouldn't. It's a learning process for the entire world, and we're all interconnected at some level, right? That's how it works. Instead of everybody tearing each other down and like being judgmental, being jealous, being upset at people, it's ridiculous. I'm a very open, understanding, compassionate fucking person. That's just me. And like, I need a lot of alone time. Like, at least half of my day needs to be spent alone, because I have to do a lot of processes, a lot of processing, mental, physical, spiritual, it doesn't matter. Like, I need to be alone, because like being empathic, like that shit, it builds on me. It's like sludge. One of the biggest things I do, like when it drains me, I have to, if I leave the house, like I have to come back and I have to take a shower, like and physically wash it off of me, and that helps me like release a lot of stuff. Water is very calming. We're mostly made up of water. You ever like go by a lake or by the ocean or go swimming, it automatically, it's going to cleanse you. Let it cleanse you. Like using the earth, water, fire, air, anything like that, it can cleanse you. The elements cleanse you. I don't know. That's just me. Getting triggered is for a reason. I get triggered when people want to judge me because I never feel heard or seen or understood. That's a trigger. That's a huge trigger for me. Especially when it's like thrown at me constantly. Family, friends, just strangers. And like I used to not care at all. Like I used to just be like, whatever. And then once I had kids, though, I was like made to conform not only with my family, society, think about my values, things like that. There's always so many opinions, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? And sometimes, you reopen some wounds. And I have a very good tendency to, pick at scabs. Whether like physically or emotionally, you dig up some repressed shit, and you gotta like shovel through all the layers of these mechanisms until I don't stop till I hit bone, basically. Real true healing is ugly. And then you don't turn into some like guru yogi and then get like the wardrobe to match. I mean, you can, that's something I do, but that's just me. We all gotta patch up these holes we've been living with for far too long, and longer than we care to admit. It's not something you naturally air out to the world. All these horrible things, the dirtiness, the secrets, the things you've held on to. Healing looks like a puffy face after you're done trying. It looks like bruises. It looks like scars, wounds. You can't necessarily, choose what you've been given in this life, but you can choose what you do with it, how you want to proceed. The decision to take that in let it affect you or not, the choice to heal through it, the choice to still be upset by things. Everybody has their own process of doing things. That's just how it is. We're all our own individual people. Looked down upon, but celebrated. Celebrated when you're being your authentic self. On some level, we're all trying to piece together these things and don't know where to start and don't know where to end. And a lot of people, like, I don't think we always get over trauma, and I feel most people don't. Like, I try to work through those things and learn and heal through that. Not just the definition we come to learn of just get over it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. We adjust, maybe. We fiddle with the rear view mirror and we discover new parts of ourselves. Because if there's one thing I can applaud humankind for, it's our resiliency. That's our evolution. Like, you could look at the scars on my body. Here's a new one. And you think about how much they've healed in such an understandable process, right? You get hurt. You feel the pain. You could see it heal. You see the bleeding stop. You see the scab form. You see the scab fall off into something else. And with time and quite possibly effort, like Neosporin, putting on a band-aid, keeping it clean, icing, heat, whatever, any kind of injury we have, it takes time, but it also heals better and quicker when we actually put forth that effort, right? But emotional healing doesn't necessarily work in the same way. It can get lighter by the month. You can work so hard and you can come so far and still fall back down without any warning. It doesn't nullify what you've done. It doesn't erase your progress. It is there to remind you that healing doesn't work in a linear way. And some days the hurt can be so far away, like it didn't even happen. And sometimes it feels like it was to a different person. You know why? Because it was a different person. You're not that person anymore because you went through that. You are now a different version of yourself. A different person, someone you feel like you can almost touch, but so distant that you can't even claim that person as your own. Some days the hurt is screaming in my throat. And on those days, I try to tell myself that is healing too. Tell myself there is validity in those emotions, in that hurt. We are healing every day. It doesn't always look like it. We don't sit there and watch our scars and wounds heal, right? Things happen over time. We can help them along. One thing I can say is, you're not living their life. I'm not living your life. You're not living my life. And sometimes that could be a great or a bad thing. I'm not going to compare that, though. I'm going to compare me to me, who I was an hour ago, a year ago, childhood, but really it's about who do you want to be right now? Who do you want to be tomorrow? Who do you want to be in 10 years? You either let it take you down and keep you down, or you continue to progress and heal your wounds. I choose to keep going, no matter what. Life throws whatever it wants at you when it wants to. And you're either there to be a warrior or to be a victim. And I ain't no victim. Things happen, but no matter what, mentally or physically, I will always feel victorious over those moments. It may not be right then, it may not be years from now, it doesn't matter. At some point, I'm gonna go through my mental filing cabinet, pull it out, look at it, understand it, reread it, memorize it, and just be like, yeah, I got through that. That's another scar on me, and damn, they're fucking beautiful. Just like pottery in Asian cultures, when they break, they re-glue them, they fill them with gold, and all those cracks make beautiful, intricate art. You are a piece of art. We are the molder of the clay. We are the masterpiece. No matter what point you're at in life, it doesn't matter. Keep going. Keep healing. Love you. We're all on our own journey. We all have our own healing to do and our own pains to go through. It's really about the journey. That's life. It's not the destination. Because then when you reach the destination, you get a new destination. That's how that works. You set a goal, you make that goal, and you go on to the next thing. Life is about the journey. And to be there for other people during their journey without judgment or learning to understand or just being compassionate is what humanity should be about. My vulnerability, my nature as a person, my sensitivity to the world around me is what makes me me. And I love that about me. Like, my vulnerability is my strength and also my kryptonite. It makes me a superhero, and then I have to, defeat all the villains and, still be like, I'm victorious in some way, because you can't be a superhero without villains. Even if that villain is you. You know what I'm saying? Batman and Joker would never kill each other because they needed each other. It was a very toxic relationship, but they needed each other. It was about the game, the chase. And whether that's the villain and the hero that's within you or with another person, it's all for a reason. So if you see me being, extra emotional or I'm crying, just offer me a little extra support. If you see me doing good, cheer me on. That's all I want. I'm not asking for it. I don't need it because I'm my own cheerleader, but it never, hurts to help. Ever. I want to share my story so that, you know, a page in my story could help somebody else's book. It could be that light, that inspiration for that person without hope, who's in those dark places that I know very well. I've had a lot of people lost in my life. Grief is hard. It's even worse to continue living. And to be strong through all of life's problems. It's also very beautiful. You don't know what's going to happen in your life. It's going to be thrown at you or for other people. It's about how you respond, and that's how you take control of your life and changing your perspective, your perception, and how you handle things. It is up to you to live the life that you want, and no matter what decision you make, whatever you let yourself hold you down or push you forward, that's in your control. You know, people, they want to judge people. Like saying, smoking. I've smoked my whole life. Yeah, it's bad. I know it's bad. Everybody knows it's bad for you. Addiction, things like that. We know it's not good for us. Do we do it anyways? Yes. Because none of us are without flaws. None of us are without sin. So that's between me and Jesus, and none of your damn business, right? Same for you. Whatever your shortcomings are, that's not my business. But if you want help through it, I'll be there. I'm not here to tell you who you are and who you aren't and what you should and shouldn't do. I can only give you the advice for your highest good. Period. Because guess what? Not only are you an unfinished project and a work in progress, but a beautiful masterpiece, a beautiful creation of art every step of the way. So here's some really awesome highlights from my week.